Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Hearthstone. On today's episode, we are going to tackle the survival track of puzzles in the Boom Labs.
Come one, come all, to the spectacular Boomatorium!
And I do have an ulterior motive today, something that I'm way more interested in talking about than the actual puzzles themselves. Some recent Hearthstone developments. Oh, I just got such horrible flashbacks of Sabrina's terrible name in,
I will light the fuse.
her terrible nickname in Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I hate whenever anyone calls her Brina.
Fireworks in here, on your face. Try and survive, yeah?
Oh, this is going to be such fun.
First, let's just give a rundown of how the survival puzzles work. So the idea here is that the boss is a hero power that will deal lethal damage to you unless you heal to full health or do something like gain some extra armor to just barely squeak by. But that thing that
fun if you were at full health. We need to keep things exciting.
That thing that I wanted to talk about has to do with the new expansion, the new battle pass, and the company that Blizzard has sadly become. My nostalgia for Blizzard goes back pretty far, considering Warcraft 3 and Diablo 2 are probably 1 and 2 on my favorite games of all time. So, to get started
You never know
here,
when some of these minions might come in handy.
they recently released a battle pass, Hearthstone's very first one, with the release of this new expansion, Madness of the Dark Moon Fair. And the situation has been bad for a minute now. And it actively made the game worse because a bunch of things changed to revolve around that battle pass. If you buy it, you get some card backs,
We'll try not to fire them off before you're ready.
like some cosmetic stuff, a couple of extra things on the reward track, and some small experience boosts. But woof, the rewards are so stingy. It's like 100 gold a level prior to the update that I think is still coming. And then, you know, you get your 100 gold a level and then an occasional pack of 5 cards. And leveling up starts to slow down really fast after the first 10 or so levels. And now all of the in-game reward things like the quests used to give you gold so you could buy packs without spending money. Now they loop you into this battle pass because the quest rewards give XP now instead of gold. But it's not enough to actually do anything with, especially compared to the old system. And that's where this gets real scummy. So on top of that, they're going to start doing mini expansions in between the major ones. And there are 3 major expansions a year, so presumably there would be 3 mini ones. And with that, that's 135 new cards a pop per major expansion. And then it's going to be like 45 or 35 or something for the mini set, which just means more cards to collect in any given year, which means more money you have to spend. That's not necessarily the worst thing. The additional booster packs of cards midway through an expansion, this injection of fresh new stuff into the meta, but it all revolves around this battle pass and how they make you get your packs. So Hearthstone was already known to be pretty hard to maintain playing without paying for stuff. And now there's going to be additional must-have cards, and it's harder to get them now without forking over cash to expedite the whole process. Somebody on Reddit actually crunched the numbers. Oh yeah, that's the end of the first set of puzzles. Now to Boommaster Flark. So we'll get back to that point in a moment with the number crunching.
You want to see the big guns? Look no further.
Anduin versus Flark.
I am the master of boom! The Boom Master!
Shouldn't the Boom Master be Dr. Boom?
Brina's white pales in comparison to the raw destructive power I possess. My, fireworks, that is. I'm not making bombs or anything. Promise.
Yeah, so about those numbers. They found that the new system takes 3 times as long to reap the same amount of gold as the old system. They tripled the amount of time that you have to invest to earn things long term. So the community naturally has been up in arms about this, and that fury has not died down. It's been going strong for a few weeks now. There was an AMA they did for some baffling reason, and
In the light's name.
they had to have known that it was going to be a shit show from the get-go. But they still went through with it, and then immediately after starting it, deleted the thread and their announcement of the AMA. They held a tournament for the new game mode that just came out, and the chat was inundated with messages about Blizzard's greed. It was a shit show once again. And then, of course, the official Hearthstone subreddit is on fire. Like, pretty much 24/7 at this point. And Blizzard has been pretty silent about it. Like, not total silence, but close enough that you can tell they're dreading having to actually address this. Like, they want this to just die down on its own. And with that, we have enough mana to cast Tree of Life, restoring us to full health and ending the puzzle. Invin Global actually made a really good point about that silence too, and it's that by waiting for the storm to die down, the powerful people responsible are insulated from the frenzy and all the criticism and the callouts that they caused. The people who have to bear the brunt of all of the abuse are public-facing employees and community managers with no real power or sway over this decision. And yet they're the ones who are dealing with irate customers by the dozens, by the hundreds, by the thousands. And that's especially very shitty. They did the same thing during the Blitzchung controversy last year.
How will you survive? I'm on the edge of my seat.
As a reminder, Blitzchung is a pro Hearthstone player who supported Hong Kong's sovereignty on stream, and Blizzard, whom Tencent has a fairly large stake in, immediately dropped the hammer on him. They banned him from future competitions and then eventually reversed that decision after a ton of controversy and protests. But initially, they were silent. They hoped the flames would die down quickly. When they didn't die down so fast, they put out some real Weasley PR statement on Friday afternoon, which is a dead zone for news. So they were just putting that out there, hoping the news would die. And in all of this time that was going on, they had doubled down, they had tripled down, finally made that half-hearted statement at BlizzCon about their tough esports moment. That was just totally full of shit. But it still got praised as some great heartfelt apology. It was not. Oh, Blizzard. Especially the Blizzard of the 2010s is a company that is happy to invite controversy and toss all of their built-up goodwill into a volcano. Because Activision Blizzard is rolling in money anyway. They can squirt out Warcraft 3 Reforged or whatever, or for a deeper cut, release Diablo 3 with that horrendous real money auction house that negatively impacted the design of that game. I can't even remember them all. There was that time they wanted to fight forum trolling by proposing to essentially dox everybody who intended to post on their forums. Not great. The disgusting corporate practices, and their extremely shady-looking tax stuff.
The way you exploded! Mwah! Magnificent!
Oh, there was the mass layoffs in the same month they bragged about having their most profitable year, or the most profitable quarter ever, something to that effect. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to unpack with this company nowadays.
Anduin versus Glowtron 2000.
Initialize. Testing Protocol 3C. Systems booting.
So the entire gimmick of this fight is that Prophet Velen doubles all of your damage and healing. So we're gonna get a lot of stuff put out on the board with these replicating bots, who spawn a bunch of 1/1s when killed. So we have 8 minions total and a 2 damage Spirit Bash. That is, remember, double, hitting all of those. So that immediately pumps us up to 30 health. So why did I go off on that whole tangent about Blizzard? Oh, man.
Charging laser. Please stand still.
Because this is who this company is. This is the company that I support when I buy their games. When I pre-order a Hearthstone expansion or something. And it's a particularly problematic company. And yeah, I can ring the no ethical consumption under capitalism bell, but that's... I don't think that's blanket equivocation of all of capitalism's iniquities. Like, wage theft is obviously wrong. It's immoral. And completely ubiquitous within capitalism. And these things that Blizzard did are wrong, but they are wrong by vastly different degrees, you know? And I don't necessarily think you should just avoid all problematic media or companies, but it's not inherently bad to consume problematic media, is what I'm trying to say. But it's definitely irresponsible to do so uncritically. You should make informed decisions about who and what you support and where your personal line is. And consume media critically and scrutinize companies and their practices always. And at this point, I think I've messed this up a bit. Quite a bit, actually. Since I'm still lacking 12 health. This one's actually pretty tricky. So let me slow my roll a little bit and just figure out where I'm going wrong. The idea behind this one is you start off with this card that we have on the far left of our board called the Auchenai Soul Priest, which turns all of your healing effects into damage while it's active. So we need to find a way to balance doing damage with our healing items so we can make some progress on this board, which helps pump a little bit of healing into us in the long term. But also, we need to figure out how to actually heal and not just blow up all of our minions. So it's about figuring out when to get rid of the Auchenai Soul Priest, when it has outlived its value. Oh, I don't think this might be, because I think we're trying to get the Light Warden up to 15 attack.
Face the light.
And that's... where am I going wrong on this? Hold on, I have to start this one over. Actually do this fresh and look at it. This is one of the trickier ones in this track. So we're starting off with this. I think this is always correct. That gets the Earthen Ring Farseer killed.
In the light's name.
That finishes off the Antique Healbot. And then the whole gimmick with the Light Warden is anytime something is healed, it gains attack. And we're trying to put lifesteal on that. So I think we're naturally trying to go up to 15, get that to 15 with lifesteal for the other half of our health total. And I think I binding heal this, because that gets... Oh yeah, that does go up to 15. I thought that was... Oh yeah, because binding heal heals the minion and your face, so it procs the Light Warden's attack buff twice. which gets it to 15. There we go. That's a little difficult. As is this one, actually. I know that we start with a Burlock.
Holding.
By the way, what a cute name. Burlock. And then since his name is literally in the title for the puzzle, Halaziel's gonna come down next. We're gonna reincarnate this frozen dude. Actually, wait, was I supposed to do that? No.
Unplugging and re-plugging.
That's not where I want to use that. So I want to freeze, and then... Is it you? Or am I not doing this yet? No, I think I was right with this before. No, I think I'm supposed to moat lurker. Oh, my mistake.
Fault discovered. Repairing.
Trying to think through the steps of this in my head really quickly while talking is not going well at this particular moment. The whole idea behind this puzzle is a reliance on Halaziel and AoE damage. What Halaziel does is he will take any spell damage you do and mirror it as healing on you. So we have this big 8 damage AoE that hits 4 targets, and that's just enough to bring us up to 30. It's actually more than enough. That would be 32 health and healing, and we start at 1?
Unity. Precision.
This one, we're just taking advantage of the fact that that enemy minion attacks automatically whenever you play a minion. And since Ziliax has Divine Shield, it won't actually kill him. But it will take damage. So when it runs itself into Ziliax, you heal for 3 because it's a 3/2 with lifesteal. So that's how you fit in just a little bit extra healing, just 3 extra points of health on this pretty tight puzzle. Then you buff him up with Blessing of Might, give him an extra 6 attack, which means 6 more healing. We are going to get full mana off this and 10 health, and then Forbidden Healing spends all of your mana and then heals you for twice that amount. Since we went back up to 10, that's a 20 health heal. Woo! Yeah, these start to get a lot harder towards the end. And we still have one more set of these after this. Also, I love Wickerflame Burn Bristle's name. Yeah, this is the one with the Moat Lurker. And then Uther of the Ebonblade, which you might remember from another puzzle. The hero power is the one that spawns members of the 4 Horsemen. That's irrelevant to our purposes, because it also equips you with a 5 damage lifesteal weapon. And gives you a couple of armor, which is relevant. That 1 point of armor, or rather the 5 points of armor, reduced down to 1 because we traded into the 4/8. That is actually relevant, I think. Oh no, we get up to 30. So does this do 30 damage? Yeah. Instead of 29, it does 30.
Live access granted.
And then the last set with, not Flork, Tangor, actually changes things up a bit.
It is time for something more illuminating.
A little bit of flavor as to why Crystal Smith Tangor is administering these puzzles, or these experiments. He is a paladin legendary that doubles all healing you receive.
Our lab attracts the best and brightest.
In fact, did we use him yet, or are we going to use him? So a bunch of these puzzles...
My latest laser. It is truly brilliant.
Just shuffle the enemy minion into your deck, draw it with life tap, research project so it costs health instead of mana, that puts you to 1 health. But, look at this. You go up to a full 15 health as Jaraxxus. And you only need to survive 14 damage because that's what he caps out at, is 15. Oh, and now these are all hand buff cards.
Let us amp
Accidents, they happen, you know?
So what is the order that we like here? I think we start with Moat Lurker on the far left. And then it's mainly about buffing all of these lifesteal minions, which, because they don't have rush, you can't attack with them directly, but they will be attacked automatically by the sentries, the 4/8s, and trigger all the lifesteal that way. It's even better with Wickerflame Burn Bristle, because he has just enough health to be outside of their kill threat by a single minion, and he has that Divine Shield. So he gets to get hit by all 3 of them and heal 3 times over. And it all adds up. So let's see. Minions with Battlecry cost 2 more, spells cost 2 more, and then the Mana Wraith over here is all minions cost 1 more. So this is the first problem that we have to deal with. Trading these off and getting rid of them. So that immediately frees up a bunch of mana. It means our spells don't cost anything extra, so silence is free now. And then it's the same idea here. We want Jaraxxus. We want some way to get Jaraxxus into our hands so we can play it.
You face Jaraxxus, the Lord of the Burning Legion.
And the sentries provide you plenty of mana with which to do that. Jaraxxus was, I think, the very first hero card, which is when you play him, as you've seen, it transforms your hero into that hero.
Delightful. It is all becoming crystal clear.
Complete with a new max health total that it sets you to of 15, and a new hero power, which is not relevant for the puzzles, but still pretty cool mechanic. You've also seen how that works with the Death Knights now. Like, you definitely saw Uther of the Ebon Blade, and I'm not sure if we've used other Death Knights in any of the puzzles. Like, I don't think we've had a Frostlich Jaina, or a Blood Reaver Gul'dan, or anything like that.
Trust me.
Spirit Singer Umbra is a really fun card. It triggers any Death Rattle that is played automatically once it hits the board. Which is how we get so much value out of all of these cubes and mistresses of mixtures. And we have another Jaraxxus play. Another Jaraxxus puzzle. Final one, too.
You exude a radiant aura after being hit.
Side effects? No.
Oh, and this is the fun one, because your health bounces all over the place because of that demonic research project that turns all of your cards into ones that cost health instead of mana. Blow this up. That's going to get us a little bit of healing. It's not going to completely offset things. This is an 11 mana card, which means it's actually an 11 health card. That's going to immediately set our health total back up to 15. So we go from, what, 12 to 1 to 15. Back down to 9. And you can already see the problem that this is setting up. We need more than 11 health to play Jaraxxus. After you go through all that work just to get him in your deck or in your hand.
You have a bright future.
It's a fun puzzle. And now, all we have left for
Granting you priority 1 access to the Doomsday Project.
And now all we have left are the puzzles in the secret lab, which is an additional super hard set of lethal, board clear, mirroring, and survival puzzles.
Welcome, friend, to the
And we'll get around those next time. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy.
The Doomsday Project.
Have a good one.